Hello, welcome to our place in Sicily. We are doing a room-by-room tour today of our solarium.
Welcome, and as we do in all of our room by rooms, we're going to sort of show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This room has a little bit of ugly in it.
Or certainly weird.
And so this room we're calling the solarium. Do you know why we're calling it the solarium?
Well, I think a solarium is a room that sort of brings in the light from outside.
Yeah, or because this is what our architect called it, which is the other room. For a while, we were calling it the indoor-outdoor room. It's in an interesting location. If you've watched last week's video, we did a tour of the whole ground floor of the main house, and you saw this then. So welcome back. We are going to finally get into doing our room-by-rooms for down here. And we kind of thought, like, this could be a good room when we first got this could be a good room for like those days when it's rainy outside or too hot.
Yeah, I was going to say too hot. I mean, it happens a lot in Sicily.
More likely too hot.
Where, where we want to be in the shade, but we still want to be open to the outside and that kind of thing. And, this seems like a good shaped room to do it, particularly with the changes that
and it's a perfect location too. So some people might call this the summer kitchen here in Sicily. There will be some kitchen stuff going on in here. What exactly, we don't know. You're welcome to give your opinions in the comments. And we're going to open up the walls. So let's turn the cameras around and show you what we're working with.
All right.
So Matt, let's start with a little tour for everybody about what is left over in this room still. Let's start behind you.
Sure. So behind us, you see the remnants of the kitchen that was in this apartment. When the building was subdivided into apartments, this room had both the kitchen as well as the shower. So, yeah, if you don't mind taking a shower in the kitchen.
We can all go into the shower together.
Super convenient.
Yeah. All right, so that's the stuff we have sort of still installed in our space, but can you tell us a little more now about where we think the space came from or what it was like earlier in its life and some of the features? So,
it's a little bit mysterious, but, we think that this was originally an outdoor space. This might have been actually an outdoor space, and then they put the roof over it, so we think it might have been open. You also see the big steps coming down from the floor of the other rooms, and yeah, you can see it's a very thick wall that we've got attached there. But yeah, at some point they closed this off and made it a fully enclosed all-season space. And if we look around to this door, which opens out into the backyard, we can see the large pile of garbage, but we can also see how this nicely attaches to the backyard space.
Can you give us sort of a little tour of where we are in the sort of scheme of the house?
Yeah, so the solarium is in the back part of the main Palazzo house. It's attached to what we're calling the flex room here. And then it also attaches to what is going to be Jenn's office. That's going in there. And then we have access to the backyard. Do we want to go take a look at it from the outside?
Sure. It's our big pile of garbage, a couple spare beds if anybody is looking for anything. All right, this is our first room by room, Matt, that we've gotten to do.
Go outside.
From the outside. It is exciting. Okay, so, all right, so we've got these two arches out here, which are, Matt?
Which are outdoor spaces that are going to be converted into Jenn's studio space, as well as my office. So
Excellent.
Those will be, closed up and.
And we think those might have been similar to what we had here. So can you sort of show where the
Yeah,
room
so
ends and starts from out here?
so based on the spacing of everything and how it looks, we think that it might have mirrored these arched spaces. So it might have had arches here and then arches here, and
Yep.
at some point they changed it up, they closed it up to make it just a better enclosed room.
Yeah, and I mean, from what we've seen, gosh, I'm gonna turn slowly over here. Well, we have an arch here, and then way up here, up on our mezzanine, you can see arches in there. There are arches over all of these doors too, in sort of hidden underneath the stone. All right, and so we can also tell them what's to sort of this side now that it would be hard to explain, but can you tell them what is on this side of that room?
Yeah, so this whole part is what we've been calling the sort of mezzanine space, and I think if you've
So
seen
up here is the mezzanine, guys.
right.
It's sort of not all the way up to there.
And if you saw one of our previous videos, up here, we were going into the hidden room.
Right.
So underneath the mezzanine, there's sort of a closed off room used for, we're not still quite sure
Right.
what.
So that's kind of behind this.
Yeah.
And then this space was used for wash. It's right now being used to hold bags and broken things and some. Oh, this is a good piece of that wood we cut. I just want people to see. This is the Norfolk Island pine. Has like a really cool interior. So we've saved some pieces to maybe carve later. But I digress. Underneath here, this is our rope for our pulley system. You can kind of see there's a cement or stone. It was, I don't know what it's actually even called, but it's for washing. They would have come up here and used that as sort of the scrubber. So this was the laundry room at one point. There are multiple rooms that have been laundry rooms, but it's going to become the pool bathroom, which is kind of exciting. So you can use the bathroom because the pool will be
Right behind us.
over here, and who wants to go all the way into a palazzo dripping wet and you have to use the bathroom. So anyways, that's what's to this side of the room. So shall we go back inside?
Yeah.
And
Talk about what we're going to do with the space.
let's talk about what we're gonna do. Let's look at the floors, ceilings, like let's get some in-depth look at the other sort of workings in this room, because I don't know, that's why I'm doing these, because I find it fascinating. So ceilings are less than exciting, but what's above us?
Well, right above us is the dining room. Again, another piece that feels like it was added on later than the original house. So that supports the idea that the house sort of moved backwards, got covered, everything done in stages.
Exactly. And you can see like they obviously brought the plumbing in, as we're showing the actual sort of systems that you can see. They brought the plumbing in here after the fact, I'm assuming, when they made this space an apartment. And apartment is sort of misleading. Like they didn't break up this big palazzo into like 8 units. They basically just said the first floor, one person lives, a family lives on the second floor, and the little side house, what we're calling the guest house, was a third residence. So yes, it was broken into apartments, but a little different. We see, I think this is electrical, right, Matt?
That is electrical, yes.
And I think I saw earlier a telephone line, but that might have been
I think that's been ripped out.
pulled off and might have gone through, so you can see like how they made this work, including adding the shower. You'll notice this kitchen does not have a stove or a place to put a stove, because you can see in that tour we did last week, the stove was out in one of the outside rooms. It's interesting to show, Matt, can you sort of point out the stone? There's like, it's been covered,
kinds,
but
or...
there's a beautiful sort of carving that's been done into the stone. It probably was more grand than it is now, but to make it an inside space, we lost some of that detail. And these steps are solid.
Yep.
They're lava stones that have been painted red. So the true color is more this top, except that it's covered in a light colored dirt. Kind of can see more here. So it should be a dark. The tile is not in great shape. We won't be keeping this tile It is not like what we have in the flex rooms here, which is old terracotta or cooked tile, the terracotta tile that you might imagine in Tuscany. But this is, I mean, this was probably really lovely at one point, this beautiful red and white, and they painted the lava stone to look
match the
the
red.
same color, yeah. But it's not, it's unsalvageable at this point. It's too broken and cracked. You can kind of see there's no sanding this down or filing it down. And we've got these supports here. We definitely put in at some point. My thinking is when they popped the dining room above this, that they put some extra security in here.
Yeah, so I'm sure the supports are staying roughly as they are.
But this door is coming out.
Yep.
And you can see, it makes a little more sense from in here where you can see that arch probably is underneath there hiding, and there's probably one hiding underneath here as well. And even if it's not, we're going to make one and make it match the other spaces here. So there'll be 4 sort of openings. Probably just this one of the 2 openings, so you come in and out from there, some little steps up. What else are we going to put in this room? We talked a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, we do want to have the sort of indoor-outdoor kitchen or summer kitchen kind of concept. So we will have some things going back in from a kitchen standpoint, refrigerator, you know, some kind of cooking surface. Yeah, we're still figuring it out exactly.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. So obviously we'll pull out, or maybe not obviously, we're going to pull out the shower. Yes, a shower would be helpful for a pool area, but we're going to put one outside, which is very cool, I think. I love an outdoor shower. And then this stuff all removed. We still have this step down area. We're thinking, we've talked about the flex room before, so we're thinking about access to this ground floor from other areas. Matt's office will be outside. You're going to need access to your caffeine hookup
Yes.
during the day.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to have to walk up lots of stairs to get back to some caffeine. So this
But I
is
think,
convenient.
we're thinking sort of a comfortable sort of place where we can fix some meals, keep some things cold, entertain if we're at the pool, out of the sun when we're getting too much sun, because that actually does happen more than trying to stay out of the rain. Maybe we'll have ceiling fans in here because possibly it wouldn't make sense to have AC in here because it would be so open. Yeah, I think.
How about the level? Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, like what do you think of? You know, it's 2 steps down there and it's 3 steps down to the outside.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
So one of the things that Igor has shown, and I'm going to try to find the picture, is that we're going to maybe close up this, or maybe there'll be just like a flat seat. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with this arched opening, because what we want to do is not have doors that open and close into the space of another door, and they definitely need a door on the ceramic studio, which is that room. So we will have a beautiful set of just simple, minimalist, but really lovely stairs that will come out from this archway. At least that's the plan. We talked about a lot of different things. We talked about maybe raising this level up.
Yeah,
so
one
that
step
it
or
was
2,
flat.
and 2 steps is a lot to step down all the time.
So that's an option. Maybe Matt wants to put a slide in there.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to get down somehow.
Yeah.
So
if we raise this up, that means there would be more stairs down, but that is not a hardship. So I can kind of go out here and we can point out what that might look like. Again, look at this, a room by room first. We've gone outside twice. So again, we're putting the pool over there, and we're actually thinking of raising the pool, not fully. It's an in-ground pool, but it'll be slightly raised out so that when you're in the pool, you can see out to the sea that's over there, which is a genius idea of our architect. And this is where we want to have the stairs. But do we take this higher than that level of the stone. Sorry, you have to see past our railings that are down there. So if we actually raise this up, it would be okay to have either a raised pathway here that would come out right at the raised level, or we can walk down just from a higher level down and we'd have more stairs, or we can do sort of a couple stairs in the landing. This is the great reason to have an architect, besides the fact that we don't know what we're doing with construction in Italy.
Well, we have ideas, but
we do have ideas.
There's definitely code,
yes,
code compliance to worry about, and then there's also just these guys look at these problems and solve these problems 40 plus hours a week, so they get good at it. So.
Yeah, so I think if we closed this one up and basically just made it so it was a full window, but not a door, then we don't interfere. Matt can kind of show you if there was a door there, they wouldn't hit each other. This could just be a window, and this could be a big sort of window with imagine Matt was a door in the middle of the window. Did your mom ever say that? You make a better door than a window?
Yeah, it wasn't really in the normal lexicon.
I don't know how you say that in Italian, but it was something we said whenever or my mom said to us whenever we stood in front of the television. Yeah, so I'm kind of really excited about this place. This is the thing that gets me thinking like a Florida lanai or something like that. But let's turn this around now that they've seen everything. So lanai. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. A fun space, a hangout space. My kids are old, but I some reason picture like kids running around with their floaty arms on, or us having a party by the pool and people sort of hanging out here. I don't know if we'll do AC in here or not. Or
I mean, I think it's going to be open, so I think fans is good.
And palm trees. Palm tree wallpaper.
Palm trees are outside. I mean, inside we've got
indoor palm trees.
It's cooking. It's comfort. It's couch or something like that, and just a fun space to transition between indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
For 3 seasons or 4 seasons of the year.
Because Sicilians love to be outside. They just love it. It's very important for them to have outside spaces. You'll see apartments here. Gosh, I don't know if I've seen an apartment that doesn't have a balcony at least. But the houses, they'll put terraces up on their roof. Like you can look out. We're up on the 3rd floor of our apartment, and you can look out, and there's like terraces on 70% of the buildings, of the houses.
I think they like their sun, and that's what a solarium's all about.
Yeah, they like their sun, but they also respect it, because you see when it's reposo time, when it's time for the afternoon sort of siesta, they close those windows. They know like how much heat that sun can produce, and so that's kind of our little secret here. We've got, we'll have a little bit of sort of out of the sun way here, which is going to be great. It's going to be exciting to furnish. It's not going to be sort of 1870s or even Liberty style. This is going to be
it's a little closer to modern.
Modern, retro, maybe a little mid-century. I don't know. We're going to just have fun with this room. It's going to probably go more with the color scheme of the outside than the inside, because it's definitely more connected with that. It's not going to be like too fancy. It's going to be comfortable, like good, probably outdoor fabrics so that we can sit on them with swimsuits, and they're sturdy and will hold up, but also comfortable.
Watch out, instead of calling it the indoor-outdoor room, we'll have to start calling it the outdoor-indoor room.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm totally okay with that. So, we've got to go start looking for ceiling fans. But in the meantime, tell us how you would decorate. What would your room be? You can always email us pictures of what your place looks like, or if you're a sketcher, drawer, like send us a little sketch. That's at Ciao at our place in Sicily. But otherwise, let us know what you put in here. And until our next room by room, which there are going to be a bunch of them coming up over the next couple weeks as we get ramped up and work on all of our videos. Until then, from me, ciao ciao.
Ciao.
Just one ciao from him.